nishaamua, nishachagua, ni wewe unajua. Shika maua, moyo fungua, tazama ndani baby, utaona moyo wako waniita. Kubali wito naitika, sauti yako naisikia. Umekwama kwa akili, nikilala ninaota nikipana we, pana we, ninapana we, pana wewe, pana we, pana we, ninapana we, fly away, oh oh, pana we, pana wewe, pana we, pana wewe, pana we, pana we, ninapana we, fly away, oh oh. Wakilea bet, ni mahari kwa wazazi next. Unaweza flex, uko na misa unaweza flex. Mpenzi dambile, nimengoja sana kukuna tena baby, ana kwa ana. We malaika wangu kwa ndoto zangu, naota mabawa na baby, mimi ninapana we, pana we, ninapana we, pana wewe, pana we, pana we, fly away, oh oh, pana we, pana wewe, pana we, pana wewe, pana we, pana we, ninapana we, fly away, oh oh.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Our radio.
Seche kalo mang'eny alondo piny amanyo ngima, Dangola manyo ngima, Duondi kawinjo duondi, Duondi chalo winyo machiewa ka chieng' owuok. Tich abich ochopo, sipi chunya mageno, rwak lepi gi wuoche wadhi wamielo pija. I'm a dreamer, Jangola sikaleko, aleko era miluoka godo. Weni wangu, mimi wako, you know I love you. Sina hofu, sitachoka, I know I have you.
I love to sit on a balcony with a lover who has strings to my heart. String along into bliss, sing along to the sounds of this. My mind wants to play back memories from the first time I noticed her. My eyes will replay the exact moments I stood before a mirror just to see what she'd see, and I'll say, I'm trying to reach every corner of this world, and that includes your heart. I've prayed for this moment for too long. I have exercised my heart. Past lovers with rough hands have held my delicate dreams. They call it love, but I don't know how to call it, so help me solve this. I might be in love, but I'm constantly thinking how it ends. I call it come and go love. Kiss me, but not deeply love. Hold me, but not tightly love. Feel me, but not catchy love. Not the first owner love. Almost feels like a hand-me-down love. Doesn't fit with the first try love. It will grow a new love, but you just hit 30, and all you got is in my head love. And what's in my head love looks like this. It sounds like this.
Mimi wako, you know I love you. Oh, sina hofu, sitachoka, I know I love you.
I want to be held by someone who can handle me. I'm not a gangster, I'm just me, so look at me. My tired soul keeps waving a white flag. My hopeful soul seems to love the red flags. My breaking bones have tried to pick me up. I'm in my last of my living soul, it's like I'm dying. My tears don't drop no more, but I'm crying. I'm reaching out, but when I look around, it's like I've been here before. And it has left me feeling like I could stop living if it means the one taking my breath is the one to resurrect my spirit. Calm my soul down. Find me a come and stay, love. When we kiss, it feels like I'm in heaven, love. Hold me and hold ourselves, love. Fill me and trace it back to our hearts, love. The fast owner kind of love. Place me where your love loves. Walks with the first try, love. I don't have to think how it ends, love. I know I have you. So put on your shoes. Let's go dance our love, where love is just love and just us.
Where do I go? I have you. Where do I go? Mimi wako, you know I love you. Oh, sina in your eyes is where it starts. Tarora, ora doya maratorora, wamadikeria ora, nita wako to the kahora, kahora, tarora, ora doya maratorora, wamadikeria ora, nita wako to the kahora, kahora. Dorito joga maber, yeah mama. Dorito ngimana, Dorito joga maber, yeah mama. Dorito ngimana, wedo wako, inemara mageno, wedo wako mama, wedo wako, inemara maero, wedo wako. Herani Mwedo akuan ine mara maero mwedo akuan erani mama erani toya okaochu ya mama erani toya gini bilonega erani mayo erani toya
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, boys and girls. And the time is 12 minutes past 11. This is the Sheversations. Welcome to you. Good morning and happy Monday. It is the 14th of April. How are you feeling? How are you doing? I am feeling good. I am doing good. I am having a beautiful, beautiful morning. The weather is looking lovely. I already know it's going to rain. Najua tu hizi nimbus clouds. Ilikuwa zinaitwa nimbus clouds. Inatuangalia hivi eye to eye, aina kwa aina. Yeah, that's how it is today. But mimi najisikia hata, like I told myself, nacha umbrella. I'm leaving my umbrella behind. I am not going to carry my umbrella. And that's that. Because I was like, leo sinyeshewi. Unajua Delulu, and it works. Delulu is also Lulu. That's what is happening. Leo, hata kama tanyesha, it's not gonna rain on me. Because I do want to carry an umbrella. Like, I just didn't want to. Like, have you guys ever made such decisions? Utaki na hautafanya, and you just don't feel like it. I didn't want my bag to be heavy, but also I was like, let me just test this. It's not gonna rain. I said it. And na kukinyesha sitanyeshewa, sindio? So good morning to you. Let me know how the rainy season is treating you and what rain there is in your life, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Because sometimes a rain comes down and you're kind of flooding, you get wet, homa hapa pale, and other times a rain is such a big blessings. But we're talking about this metaphorically. I'm not talking about actual physical rain. So what rain do you have in your life this morning? Let me know how April is treating you. Personally, I am very, very excited. I've been doing a countdown. It is 4 days to Easter Friday. It is actually, it's from today it's gonna be 3 days. Yeah, so because Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So let's say it's 4 days. It's 4 days to Easter Friday, Easter weekend, kuna Saturday, Sunday, alafu Monday. I'm very excited, guys. I am so excited because mimi mnajua venye napenda Yesu, all right? But let me know how you're planning on spending your Easter holiday, your Easter weekend, the long weekend. Let me know if that's something that you care for. Ama kwako ni sherehe. Ama nyinyi mnakuanga watu wa ma Easter eggs, Easter egg hunts. And let me know because it's so interesting. And I'm very sure that on Wednesday, I'm just going to be talking about the difference between Easter as a Christian holiday and the Easter egg hunt and all of those things, because I feel like there's a lot of people who confuse the two. Just like, Christmas is also really controversial to people who really like reading, history buffs, essentially. People who really like reading history, and then there's all this Christian religions and celebrations, and then there's all the pagan ones and how they come together. Ata Valentine. Ata kuna mahali nilisikia, you're celebrating Valentine. It is evil. It is. Catch me outside, guys. I'm gonna love on the people that I love on, obviously in a way that God approves of, Christian perspective, all right? But it's just so interesting the way that we interact with all of these holidays, and like we're really glad. So the way the Muslims give us the different holidays, the Eids, the Ramathans, we are happy, the same feeling for the Christian holidays, all right? And we were ushered into the show this morning by Panawe, by African Vic, and then we had Wangu by Goofy and Costa Ojwang, yes, and then we had Harani, Costa Ojwang, and Wanjin, and that's how we are feeling. And because I'm all vibey today, this is a Party Don't Stop by Kampmula, followed by the extended versions of Echoes by MJ, Wemoto Waithaka, and Zaituni Wamboi. And my loves, this is for you.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
loving what you do to me, so if it's cool, let me know. We can kick it to the VIP because the party don't stop till 3. Meaning you're in the crib all over me. CIBTRIPPER, and we are CAMP to the moolah. We blow this bazooka. It's crazy, baby, how I'm on you like Slim to shit it. So let me see your head bob, cause this party don't stop. Cause tonight, you better bring somebody to the club. To the club. Cause tonight, we're calling everybody, so get up. Alright. This party don't stop. Don't stop. This party don't stop. It goes on and this party don't stop. Don't stop. This party don't stop. It goes on and on. Let me give your body a job, employ a new technique. Work it, rock it like a cradle in bed. I need a free. Wait a minute, let me clarify. The way you maneuver, I can't deny. So scream from the top of your lungs and maybe I'll pacify ya. Take over, my baby, it ain't over. No fat lady, navigate to the floor, make your way. Dilate, give me more A-OK. It ain't fair, the way you're shaking it and moving it, baby. Make them stare. Step up in the building, everybody and go up. Then it's it. You better bring somebody to the club. To the club. Cause tonight, we're calling everybody, so get up. Alright. This party don't stop. Don't stop. This party don't stop. It goes on and this party don't stop. Don't stop. This party don't stop. It goes on and on. So get your hands up.
Get ready to party on the dance floor, jamming till 6 in the morning.
So get your drinks up.
Don't spill on nobody. Hit the bar, get some girls, cause the bottles we poppin'. But I'm a little bit too bubbly, so all the ladies look lovely, but can't tell if they ugly, cause someone get these girls off of me. Meet me by the bar, baby girl, round 3 now, let's go get some shots. Drink up, cause you know the party don't stop.
Cause tonight, you better bring somebody to the club. To the club. Cause tonight, we're calling everybody, so get up. Alright. This party don't stop. Don't stop. This party don't stop. It goes on and this party don't stop. Don't stop. This party don't stop. It goes on and on. Don't stop. It goes on and on. Don't stop. It goes on and on.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio. From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio. From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Something, baby. When are we becoming?
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Our radio.
Nimekuchagua wewe na sitaki mwingine, mwingine. Nimekuchagua wewe na sitaki mwingine, mwingine. Ay, ay, ay. Baby, look how far we've come. Two hearts beating to one drum. We'd spend our lifetime together and a couple more forevers and never. Nimekuchagua wewe na sitaki mwingine, mwingine. Mbele ya watu wote tumekubaliana, tutasimama kwa mapenzi. From this day forward, I promise I'll give you all I have to give and all I require. I promise you're everything. You're I'll give you all I have to give. Umenikubali mimi nilivyo, nami nikakuonyesha mapenzi ya kweli. The road ahead may be long, by my side is where you belong. Just promise me that we will share many days of laughter, a loving home, a happy ever after. Because I do. Nimekuchagua wewe na sitaki mwingine, mwingine. Mbele ya watu wote tumekubaliana, tutasimama kwa mapenzi. From this day forward, I promise I'll give you all I have to give and all I require. I promise you're everything. You're I'll give you all I have to give. Nimekuchagua wewe na sitaki mwingine, mwingine. Nimekuchagua wewe na sitaki mwingine, mwingine.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Our radio.
All right. Welcome back. So the time is 25 minutes to half past the day, 25 minutes to 12. And we are having a good time. Personally, I am. I hope you are too. And so those good jams that we just listened to right now, just give me a second and then I'm gonna get it for you, because on a beautiful Monday morning there's nothing else to get us into the day than some good music and a word of prayer. Personally, a word of prayer is a key. Yes, but we had Party Don't Stop, Camp Mula Echoes Extended, that was MJ Wemoto, Waithaka and Zai 21 Boy. And then where are we going? MJ Wemoto, Waithaka and Polaris Pauline. What is your favorite track on this playlist, or just something we've had on Sheversations? And if not, just something that feels like it gets your heart moving. And can it please be Kenyan? Can it be local? Because that's just how we're doing, yeah? And we'll talk about it. So Caroline_Murote and Caroline Murote across all the socials, and at Power Radio across other socials. The hashtag is Sheversations with Caroline Murote, or the art of expression, and the hashtag Power Radio. So what's happening, what's going on? So this story made the airwaves, as well as all the online gossip sites and the news sites 2 weeks ago, and it is still ongoing. Rish Kamunge, Maria Rish Kamunge, mnamjua, has she scammed anybody near you? So yeah, 2 weeks ago, she was arrested. She's a TikToker, and she was arrested for being a professional scammer. Now, the most interesting thing is that mnakumbuka madam wetu pale, Margaret Nduta, mwenye alikuwa executed pale Vietnam. And it is alleged that the scam that is happening with Rish Kamunge, yeye ndio ako involved. Yeye and the colleague allegedly called John somebody. Yeah, John somebody, because that is the mzee who was supposed to receive the drugs. Ama yeye ndio aliziweka huko kwa hiyo suitcase. So that is what has been happening. But the big story, in case you have not caught wind of the story, is that she advertises job positions. You will be asked to give a lot of money, 200K, 150K, yani, and for a lot of Kenyans, those are literally your life savings, because show me Kenyans who have 100K in their account that is not for rent, see a shule, see a nyumba, show me where they are, because common wananchi are not going to be found on that list. So imagine somebody who has been saving and saving, yani their life savings, in order for them to go and make a better life, because you have promised them a particular job, very specific jobs. Yani umewambia, okay, you need to get a passport, and then they tell you, in order for us to process all these documents and for us to process this work opportunity, you are going to need to have a passport and give us this amount of money, as well as meet this requirements, or typing text, So I watched several stories on YouTube, read on several stories, and there's people who said that basically this is what happens. Unaambiwa be here with this document. Sasa they wanachukua your application, and then they put you in a room, and she comes there with an Asian man, Chinese Asian man. I think they thought he was Chinese. Don't know what his nationality is. And they instruct you, you do essentially a typing test. And I'm like, I'm going to be a construction worker, I'm going to be a waiter, waitress. Mbona nafanya typing test? But because hauna option, because wewe hauna job, because umesha peana your 200K, 150K, and you've been told it's just going to be 2 weeks to process your documents, you're going to go and do the typing test, sawa, and then you're shortlisted, you're told this is the time we're traveling, and you are told that when we contact you, be ready. Be packed, be ready. When we say show up. So they're like, oh, we're traveling together. We're traveling tomorrow. Come, show up. Apapale, show up this time. And you do. And then you're like, okay, sawa. Mbona sasa tunaambiwa tunaingia bus, and this bus is going to Uganda, and then we're going to take our flight from Uganda. So that happens. And then these humans, they go. So unajipata pale Thailand. And you've just been abandoned. So the officers are coming to ask you, oi, nini. They're like, no, I'm here for work. You've just been abandoned. So basically it was a con job. The whole point was that 150K, 200K, they have paid your plane ticket, but there is no job available. You've paid a lot of money. And then another side is that if you don't accept to do the scamming jobs, sasa where you pretend to be lovers. Sijui, I'm this guy from this country, and you're gonna scam heartbroken white women. Lonely white women, uko majuu. Ukikata, they abandon you. And how are you going to survive in somebody's country with no money? So what does this say? We need to be extremely careful with how much we are influenced by social media celebrities, social media influencers. Not everybody that has a high following is a genuine person. Don't we know the story of Caliph Cairo? a very unfortunate story, but you can't fake that level of criminality. Yeah, and was he not part of the people who were influencing during Mandamano, telling us, yeah, do it, finance bill is trash. And then this other side, there's a reason why I am against anti-governmental protests. Mandamano protest has this ID, we've lost the plot, nini, 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 nini. And I'm like, I'm so sorry, but when was this man ever interested in telling us how this country should be? His biggest concern was showing us his soft life that he was living, traveling all around the world with his different girlfriends, and showing us his cars, and basically just flashing and then trolling people, fighting people on Twitter. Next thing, akona case after case after case after case. Amepata bail for this one, there's this one, this one, this one. And I'm like, there's no way those many people have cases against you. There is no way, and you're innocent. Where there is smoke, there is fire. What am I saying? Stay away from social media influencers if you cannot personally ascertain whether what they're selling you is genuine or not. The third story yenye nimekumbuka is that there was sikumbuki the name of the company, but in December crossing over into Jan, I shared a story here of a land company which had scammed so many people, and there was a number of celebrities, Abel Mutua being one of them, who had advocated and literally influenced and advertised. And they said later on that these people were not aware that this was happening. Yet they had influenced. So even they themselves had been deceived to influence for an organization, a company, land company and a property company that was actually conning people out of their money. So unaona how you'll be caught in the crosshairs. And huyu celeb atasema, mi sikuwa najua. And honestly, utapata on their end of the contract, they were contracted to do XYZ and they didn't actually know what's going on behind the scenes. Is it their fault? Maybe, for not doing the proper due diligence and not taking the most, not stewarding their platform in the best way possible. Lakini, what are we saying? We're saying that social media influencers come at TikToker Rish Kamunge. Please just, you don't need to be influenced by everybody online. And we were not created to go and find people's opinions in order for us to know how to think. Kama hawezi trust some random person when you meet Leo on the street telling you that they're going to take you to Thailand, they're going to take you Maju, they're going to take you to Australia, they're going to take you to UAE. Then, why would you trust somebody because they're online? All I need is my phone. All I need is my device. I don't need anything else. So please, 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 please be careful. Okay? Please be careful. All right. So we are going to share another story. I'm sharing another story of what's been happening. And today we are all about the eco space. We are talking about what's good. We're talking about environmental warriors and people that the junior Wangari Maathais. That's what I call everybody who's an environmentalist. And what's been happening is that we have a Kenyan environmentalist called Elizabeth Wathuti, who has been honored in April, and this happened 2 days ago, or rather the story was reported 2 days ago on Pulse Kenya, and I'm just going to share this. So what you need to know about the Tree of Life in honor of Kenyan trailblazing environmentalist and climate justice advocate Elizabeth Wathuti, and this particular story is by Charles Owoma. And so Elizabeth Wathuti is the one who founded the Green Generation Initiative, GGI, and she has been honored with a mural in Estonia. Estonia, do you have a friend who is being honored Ukomaju? Well, colonizers have put their names on our streets and we're trying to take back the land Huku, Pale, South Africa. Then we're having Elizabeth Wathuti having a mural in her honor in Estonia, Europe, in celebration of her outstanding contribution in climate action and environmental leadership. And the mural was unveiled in Narva, Estonia, standing as a symbol of hope, resilience, and the unifying force of art and activism, which echoes Wathuti's mission to nurture both people and the planet. And inspired by her work and named a Tree of Life, it is a part of a global initiative celebrating women's power and environmental leadership. This is a stunning new mural dedicated to Kenyan climate activist who is the founder All right. GGI, Green Generation Initiative. That is the organization that she founded, and clearly she's been doing a good job. Imagine, this is such an inspiring story because whenever we're talking about what's happening, where's ikosa story mbaya? In fact, the majority of what happens in our country is heartbreaking. It is disappointing. It is gut-wrenching. But we're not going to shy away from celebrating success stories like that. And something else that happened that we might have missed is that we had our first lady, who is now infamous, Butere Girls alumni, and wondering why the government allowed such to happen to the girls. But a month ago, she was seen in 83K statement shoes. Imagine 83,000. And I'm not mad. If I could afford that, I would buy. But you know why this story is interesting? This story is interesting because of the humility that she represented when Ruto was being voted in power versus the economic strain the country is in now, and how interesting it is, the opulence that the political class, the ruling power, the powers that be are living in, the opulence that they live in, well, the rest of the country. Like, uta relate aje? How will you relate? And word of this on the street is that she has been very upset with what happened. But at the end of the day, being upset, we've been upset for a long time. We've been upset for a long time. I am not sitting in a position of power like you are, Madam First Lady. So being upset about Butere girls is not the same as actually taking access. Tuwezi sema ati, the president or the president's wife is upset about. Do something about it. You actually can. If not you, who? Hiyo ndio swali nataka tuulizane. For our politicians who say that they are also very heartbroken, they are very sad. If not you, who? And what message of hope are you giving out to Kenyans if we cannot meet each other halfway? Anyway, saa nimekumbushwa na hiyo kiatu ya 83K that she has in her wardrobe. And the rest of us in this country can't say that much. Kuna watu wenye hawajawai ona 80K in their accounts, let alone ndio ununue kiatu. Because honestly, the shoes are the least of your concerns. You know, when you're trying to get money for rent, you're trying to get money for transport, you're trying to get money for food, for some other people, medical bills, for some other people, schooling, other people to pay off debts that maybe their parents had taken to educate them. I know so many people, so many colleagues in this working class space who are paying off debts that their parents took to educate them. Like, unaweza blame Zazi taking a loan to educate you because there was no other way. Would you rather not have been educated? Because there are people who are so privileged that they're like, why would you take a loan? No, uja fikiwa. And I know that there are people who have such impressive financial wisdom that they would never end up in that situation. But it gets to a certain extent when you really cannot afford what you need and you are forced to, to be in that situation. I'm not advocating for people to take loans. I'm just saying that understand that we come from different backgrounds where when ukitoka kwa wazazi, you just had yourself to take care of. And then there are people who the house they've left behind is falling apart. You need to repair it. The parents you've left behind, hawana pesa. They have no form of sustenance, are barely educated. The business that they have is maybe not working. And honestly, you are their only hope. Between you and God, hakuna mtu mwingine. So, unangalia your colleagues and you're wondering, these people, loans, because you've never had to provide for anybody other than yourself. And that's something that our generation is not great at realizing that... And an interesting story that comes to mind is ile ya alikuwa anaitwa aje, one of the nannies wa Diana Bahati. Sawa wakatoka wote, and then this particular one she's called I'm going to remember her name, yeah, but also let's just check. So akaulizwa, tulisikia mlikuwa mnalipwa 100K, saa mbona umetoka na unaomba pesa? So a lot of people interviewed her. And she said, first of all, which nanny is paid 100K? Like, if you guys believe that, That is very, very interesting. Yeah, that's number one. Kitu ingine, anaitwa Josephine. Josephine Akumicha. Yes, I remember anaitwa Josephine. So Josephine akasema, pesa zote zenye alikuwa na Anne, they were going home because her mother was extremely ill. Now, this is something, a lot of this falls on girls, women, firstborn daughters, sometimes even if you're not the firstborn. Unajipata wewe ndio kona uwezo in your family to take care of the rest. Alafu, people think that you're here living your best life because they see you online, not understanding that every single penny you have, it's already allocated, so you can't even save. So the reality that a lot of Kenyans cannot even afford to save money is so crazy. And when we see our ruling classes living in opulence, it's very, very sad. But anyways, we celebrate Elizabeth and her mural, her Tree of Life mural in Varna, Estonia. And I hope that we're going to see more and more of that. And for now, we are going to go on another music break, and then we'll come back and just share today's opinion. So this is Nimekuchagua by K-Rop and Waithera, followed by Tamu, Uchiko, Okello Max, and Brandy Minor.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Our radio.
Tangu sisi wawili kujuana, tumependa kupendana, tumeonja utamu wa asali Don Coroller. Wengine siwataki, ono utamu huwa ndani ya moyo. Wolololo, mambo moto, pakawasha moto yo, mambo yamechemka, nataka joto, analia oyoyoyo, wamewasha moto yo, mambo yamechemka, wanalia joto, wanalia oyoyoyo, wanataka utamu, 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 mina tafuta utamu, 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 tafuta utamu.
Only wishing the bed anyone yellow bed forever land maungeto. Hera ma wan go doni mitadua kata bende obelde wiye kun. Mano donge doko sacrilege violation. Eka kigida gini gido na to gini yoka longo longo gini nyaka londo. While we here we okay.
They don't like when I say I'm your lover. They want I say I'm your friend. But what a pity, when me try like an easy ticky. You the only one in this kitty. Why is it kukulia? Anyway, one it I don't want somebody else. Siku waitha ni soda, ina utamu ingine. Ninywe kila saa, tamu ka asali. Utamu, wakawasha moto yo, mambo yamechemka, wanataka joto, wanalia woyoyoyo, wamewasha moto yo, mambo yamechemka, wanalia joto, wanalia woyoyoyo,
Wanataka
Utamu, 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 mina tafuta utamu, 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 mina tafuta utamu, utamu,
This is Hendrik Sam.
wavy. Talk is cheap, lakini bado najibonga. Roho yangu inagonga. Nikikuona
ukisonga ayawa freeze picha mimi sitachoma niko na diploma juu baby mimi nishakusoma ayawa atoti wangele chama siwa aki umebarikiwa uwe wangu majaliwa kile unataka utafanyiwa atoti wangele chama siwa aki umebarikiwa uwe wangu majaliwa kile unataka utafanyiwa oh baby kata usiogope we kata sikuachi mimi nakufuata oh baby kata usiogope we kata sikuachi mimi nakufuata is you napenda sana ukiwa karibu iwe mchana ama usiku and if you call me girl I'm coming through tryna love you in a different style and setting it's been a while I'm sweating when I see you smile I lose my mind wallah you're a blessing hatati wangele chama siwa aki umebarikiwa uwe wangu majaliwa siwa aki umebarikiwa uwe wangu majaliwa kile unataka utapatiwa so baby kata usiogope we kata oh baby kata sikuachi ninakufuata oh baby kata sikuachi ninakufuata oh baby kata sikuachi ninakufuata
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Buy me love, take me to places I don't know, guide me gently, show me how to love your soul, sing me songs, I'll make the moves, you write the words, we are something extraterrestrial, we grew. go down in history. I'm devoted to your heart, and if they try to have a piece of you, they don't have a clue. I'm a fool that's deep in love. I'm trying to refrain, I'm trying to make a change. I'm a mess when it comes to you. Let it be known to the queen and beyond, baby. Yeah. Buy me love. Take me to places I don't know. Guide me gently. Show me how to love your soul. Sing me songs. I'll make the moves, you write the words. We are something extraterrestrial. We groove, yeah. Baby, we groove. Baby, we groove. Baby, we groove. Didaga, geshiria, baby. Didaga, geshiria, baby. Didaga, geshiria, baby. Didaga, geshiria, baby. Said I wanna be your only, and I wanna see you daily. I wanna feel you near me. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Oh, Stacy Kamatu. Every day thinking about the love that I don't have with By My Love. Woo! At this point, Tuombewe too. Right before that, we had Katika, that was Hansfi, and we attend Willie and Utamu, Ochiko, Kelo Max, and Brandy Minor saying Utamu, 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 Didaga, Geshiria, baby. I am always forcing issues to Mesha and me, Zoe, but Sheversations is a place to be. This is where we have conversations that amplify female voices, and the time is 2 minutes past the day. My favorite time of the day, honestly. Half past the day is here with us right about now, and this is in my opinion right here with myself, Caroline Murote, on Sheversations. Now, you guys like empowered women until they start to speak up. You like empowered women. This is truly my opinion. Mimi kama karo. Mimi kama gadhoniwa mamangu. Mimi. I think you guys like empowered women when they're quiet. You don't like the consequences of what it looks like. I have faced consequences of being raised as an empowered daughter and then being told to shut up. Because why do I have so many opinions? So interesting when we empower women and then get shocked with what empowered women look like. If you didn't like empowered women, guys, you shouldn't have allowed us. You've made the mistake of empowering women. And now it's going to rub off on all of us in the very best way. Girls who speak out their minds. Now, the Butter Girls performance, the Echoes of War play, the whole drama and shenanigans was powerful. It was political. It was necessary. And they spoke truth to power through art. Isn't that what drama is for? That's what I didn't understand. Yeah? You need to let girls speak even when it makes you uncomfortable. You need to let girls say what's on their mind. Now, the backlash that they received proves a sad reality that we support girls when they're quiet. We really love empowered girls until they start questioning corruption, the patriarchy, the state, and then they just become hooligans and troublemakers and what's the other word? Wayward. Na pia walisema ati it was a meme on social media that Butera Girls is not going to receive Zile Chapo as a president. Wild, crazy. So yeah, that's what I think. I don't think that we appreciate I don't think we appreciate women who are empowered, let alone young girls. Yeah? And just don't be too bold, don't be too critical, don't be too real. Because you're going to rattle the gatekeepers. And the gatekeepers, hawataki talented children. As long as you're making impact, you become a problem. And then watu wenye walikuwa naita your play political, traumatizing, it's okay. But what about leaving those realities? Because it means then we must never have any movies about colonization. We must never have any movies Kama Hotel Rwanda about the Rwandan genocide. We must never have any like Beast of No Nation. Yeah, Idris Elba. Ile ya kuonyesha how child soldiers are raised in the DRC and the rebels who call the guerrilla armies of Congo. Uganda has the same, right? We should never show the Diary of Anne Frank, which shows the Holocaust against the Jews. Sindio, 12 Years a Slave, which earned our Lupita Nyong'o an Oscar, should never be portrayed. Roots, the series that shows what happens with intergenerational stories of slavery pale US. So we should never tell our stories, basically, because they're too traumatizing. For who? If 14-year-old girls have come to terms with this to the point of agreeing to act on stage and tell these stories, then it means that we should never tell any traumatizing stories about anything that's not positive. Yeah? Now, kitu yenye tunasahau ingi is that students are not just future leaders. They are present witnesses. Whoever it is that you're calling future leaders, you just want them to give speeches about X, Y, Z. They are also present witnesses. They have seen. If you have been in a home where there was domestic violence, if you ever saw your mother or your father raising your hand against your other parent, you grew up understanding that, okay, this is either what I'm going to become or this is what I'm going to avoid. So for 14-year-olds, 15-year-olds, and 16-year-olds who have lived in this country, walikuwa maandamano. I promise you, 14, 15, and 16-year-olds walikuwa maandamano. I saw them. We were in the streets together. The 20-year-olds, the teenagers, and the 30-year-olds. That was the majority of the people in the streets. And the media, and unfortunately, the gukas and the shows, the grandpas and the grandmas were the soldiers throwing tear gas. Uko nje. Those were the people in the streets. They know what they want for themselves, and they absolutely know what they don't want. You want to tell me when you were 14 years old, you had no dreams, no aspirations, no opinions? You understood trauma at 14 years. You might not have had the language, the expression for it, but you for sure understood what trauma is. And I promise you, kids right now understand what trauma is. And if they're okay telling stories that create impact and awareness, especially when our stories have been stifled for so long, then that should be their choice. And we are supposed to give them support. Okay? We need to have art that reflects our experience. Nairobi Half-Life. County 47. Gani zingine. There are so many. Like, act telenovela for how long when that's not the reality of our lives? Sa ndio mkwe na shida when we say Delulu is a Solulu because we're out of touch with reality. Those girls are in touch with reality. You want them to imagine that they were who? Beyonce? Who do you want them to be? They want to be change makers. What else do change makers look like in our country if young people cannot talk about the injustice in their country? Right? Critical thinking in our schools, is that what we want? No, we want obedience with a flair. We want silence. We want ships. Blind and silent obedience is what we actually want, right? So as long as you don't question the system, we're uko sawa. You're okay. Just don't question the system, because the minute you start to question the system, you become a hooligan, right? And we'd be very happy if they say that they love Kenya and that they do a flag-raising performance. But they chose to instead tell the truth. And if this is what our country has become, then be comfortable with the fact that we're telling this. Like we we just want to pretend that everything is okay in our country. No, we're not going to continue grooming girls to be palatable, to be agreeable, to be pleasant at the expense of their country, at the expense of their peace of mind, at the expense of their future and the children that they're going to give birth to. Right? So girls' voices are valid, and silencing youth expression is anti-progress. And art. It goes against what our constitution says about art and about freedom of expression. Okay? So we need to be clapping and not clamping these girls down. And we are going to continue celebrating the Butere girls because they reminded our country that art is supposed to provoke, reveal, and wake us up. And truly, we saw what kind of a government we have and how it wants to continue treating the youth. So let me know what your opinion on this Butere girl saga is, because a very strong opinion that has been shared, that was actually shared on Friday on the Power Up show. DJ Elijah Mose actually shared a very interesting opinion that the biggest problem in this whole story was the fact that it was used as a political, the fact that these girls were caught in between. But the question is this not our story? Are they not our stories? So, okay, so would it be okay if it was a teacher and not a politician? So do we think that they were tear gas because it was coming from a politician? Or would it still have been, because why were all the other plays okay? And so he said that we need to be careful as adults to understand how the government is and how so as to protect young people. And my question is, but when do we actually fight? And how do we fight? How do we fight? Because these kids have not been indoctrinated. The whole country is now interested to see what is in this play, Echoes of War. Everybody wants to know what's actually happening in this play. And so hence they have made whatever it is that they were trying to fight against even more popular. And everybody, well, not everybody, but a good number of people on social media have said, we are going to support. Put the play in theaters. We are going to watch it. And they have said, I'm going to support. We need to watch this. We're going to support. And I believe Kenyans, something about Kenyans and Harambee and coming together when there is drama. It's so shocking. It's so shocking how Kenyans come together when there is drama. Because the rest of the year, utatafuta to kusaidia, but let the government fight against you, and then all of a sudden people are sending you millions and they are claiming support. Meanwhile, if you had just done normal PR for such a play, maybe half the theater would have been full. So that's just a very it's an interesting reality, very, very interesting reality. And now we are going to have just a few jams, and then we're going to get into what we're talking about when it comes to the environment today. So I'll be back in a short bit. Stay tuned.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Show by show, waning'ang'ania. Muziki kwangu violoso na wapakulia. Champe man of the year. Hola, ngoja kiasi. Chenje inalia. Nimepitisha mileage. Engineer, nahitaji guarantee. Engineer, utafika saa ngapi? Engineer, nahitaji service. Hebu nikueleze huyu wangu mami. Hatambui kama mimi ni msanii. Nikiwa na yeye mimi ni engineer. Nikiwa na yeye mimi ni engineer. Miguu ni skana na mikono ni spana, na vile umebana ninakuja na spare parts, na kupiga oil check na kupeleka road test, na vile naipeleka gari ama kweli ni ungwana. Makelele na sauti punguza mdogo, nimefika kwenye bank nitaifinya iende. Ninapiga kona left, napiga kona right, nimepita traffic lights, gari iko fine. Hebu nikueleze huyu wangu mami, hatambui kama mimi ni msanii. Nikiwa na yeye mimi ni engineer, nikiwa na yeye mimi ni engineer. Hebu nikueleze huyu wangu mami, hatambui kama mimi ni msanii.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Our radio.
Kuna vile umenibamba vimeja, lakini kila siku nikipiga na kupata mteja. Boy Chelsea na kitu right now, I got much baby if you want love. Johnny vile unakwango umeweza, siamini neza pendwa na demu kae, na kwanga nimededi nae, kila kitu yake mina dae, ndo maana na kwa manae. Neza pendwa na demu kae, na kwanga nimededi nae, kila kitu yake mina dae, ndo maana na kwa manae.
Unanitesanga, unanitesanga, tabia imeweza, unaniwezanga, unaniwezanga. Vile umejibeba, unanitesanga, unanitesanga, tabia imeweza, unaniwezanga, unaniwezanga. Round and round you take me, nashinda tu is how ni how cheki, na puff na pass nikimedi. Whether you were in or out, to me it's the same thing. Siamini neza pendwa na demu kae, na kwanga nimededi nae, kila kitu yake mina dae, ndo maana na kwa manae. Neza pendwa na demu kae, na kwanga nimededi nae, kila kitu yake mina dae, ndo maana na kwa manae. Unanitesanga, unanitesanga, tabia imeweza, unaniwezanga, unaniwezanga. Vile umejibeba, unanitesanga, unanitesanga, tabia imeweza, unaniwezanga, unaniwezanga.
Basi kama mapenzi ni Dre when he top walai, unani drive crazy when I drop walai. Started thinking about you when I can't stop walai. My love for you is connected to your hotspot walai. Ooh, the best lie is the truth. Umeniroga umenifanya naroga kwa booth. Triple distils unanikunywa vismooth. I wanna love it like I can, I wanna love it like it should. Yeah, so kana nendangu nenge kendo chawo. Protect you and give it to you so organic and raw. See why ni chocha raw, cause me I keep it pure. I'm on my max so ready, so come over, let's go.
Neza pendwa na demu kae, na kwanga nimededi nae, kila kitu yake mina dae, ndo maana na kwa manae. Unanitesanga, unanitesanga, tabia imeweza, unaniwezanga, unaniwezanga. Vile umejibeba, unanitesanga, unanitesanga, tabia imeweza, unaniwezanga, unaniwezanga.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Dear God, it's me again. I have come to you with a heart of worship.
Baba, mimi nimekufanyia nini ndo nipende namna hii? Nimekufanyia nini ndo nipende namna hii? Baba, mimi nimekufanyia nini ndo nipende namna hii? Oh, nimekufanyia nini ndo nipende namna hii? Nimekuja na wimbo na moyo wako kwa kuabudu Baba, na moyo wako kuabudu Baba, wimbo na moyo wako kuabudu Baba. Bila wewe ningeteseka dadi, umenitoa mbali. Kama sio wewe yawe, mimi ningekuwa wapi?
Napiga makoti mbele zako Baba yangu, nainua mikono kwa ishara ya kusujudu.
Yale Baba umenifanyia, wacha nikuite shamba. Nimekuja nikupende leo Jehova Shama. Wewe ni Mungu wa mapendeleo, nishakujua. Unapenda vile nataka dadi.
Nimekuja na wimbo na moyo wako kuabudu Baba, wimbo na moyo wako kuabudu Baba,
nimekuletea
wimbo na moyo wako kuabudu Baba. Nimekuja na wimbo na moyo wako kuabudu Baba.
Nilikuwa nimepotea wokovu kanipa, nilikuwa sipendezi neema kanipa, ukaniokota toka jalala mimi.
Nilikuwa nimepotea wokovu kanipa, nilikuwa sipendezi neema kanipa, ukaniokota toka jalala mimi.
Asante kwa wokovu, asante kwa msamaha, umeondoa maovu, moyoni nina raha. Asante kwa wokovu, asante kwa msamaha, umeondoa maovu, moyoni nina raha. Yale Baba umenifanyia, wacha nikuite shamba. Nimekuja nikupende leo Jehova Shama. Wewe ni Mungu wa mapendeleo, nishakujua. Unapenda vile unataka dadi, nishakujua.
Nimekuja na wimbo na moyo wako kuabudu Baba.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Wow. Eish, hii wimbo really blesses my heart. That is Yale Baba and parenthesis moyo wa kuabudu, that is wapendwa muziki. And right before that we had Weza by Jivwen Bithi and Engineer by Maga. Yeah, so the first two love songs to Binadamu, and the third one is a love song to God, because what won't God do? What won't God do? What would God deliver you from? Nothing. There's nothing that is impossible with God. So whatever situation you're in at this morning, this afternoon actually, because it's 25 minutes past half past the day, I just want to encourage you that utakuwa sawa as long as you dedicate that problem to God. Ipeleke Mungu. Yani it won't disappear. Kuna kitu nasikianga kama don't focus on wishful thinking. Wishful thinking is not prayers. Wishful thinking is not prayers at all. Mnesikia? Okay, beautiful. Now, today we are talking about eco-feminism. What is that? Yeah, because earlier I had told you that we're gonna, have a beautiful discussion, a conversation about feminism and the environment. Well, I had said the environment, but now specifically, that we are talking about eco-feminism. So, Nigeria, sister, what's that? Like, girls, female trees are fighting. First of all, apparently all plants are female. Yeah, I don't know what came out. Like, is it like anything that gives birth is female? Because also then how do they name sheeps and cars? Because they are all named normally. Nimesikia your storms and disasters, calamities, that the reason why they name tornadoes and hurricanes after women is because a woman's wrath will destroy you. I'm just like, okay, that's interesting. Is it because it grows and gives birth to other things? What is it? Let me know. Caroline_Murote on Instagram. Slide into my DM and let me know, and at Power Radio. But why are we talking about ecofeminism? You wonder, you ask yourself, inatuhusuaje? So ecofeminism essentially links the exploitation of nature to the oppression of women. Naskia? The exploitation of nature to the oppression of women. Sawa. So these things are interconnected. And it matters because women, especially in rural areas, are the backbone of agriculture, and they're heavily affected by climate shifts. Yet they are often excluded from environmental decision-making spaces. Right. So this is similar to a conversation we have had previously that was talking about the negative effects of climate change, such as flooding, and how those things affect women more than men, unfortunately. Also, we had one of our guests before coming on here and letting us know that she visits schools where sometimes kama kumenyesha, girls don't go to school for the longest time because maliwako, it is flooded. And number two, on top of the flooding, that affects everybody. They have to take the cows. They have to take the cows out. They have to make sure that cows are taken care of because, Napia, on top of that, because of everything that's happening, some girls are sold off in rainy seasons to make up for whatever damages happen so that you can get cows. So that actually was crazy. So for you, rain means blessings. And for somebody else, rain means I might be married off or I might have to leave school. That's very, very interesting. And so you ask yourself, how is the oppression of women linked to exploitation of the environment? Because both women and the environment are often treated as passive resources that are meant to be used. And a good example is that in our country, in the rural areas, women fetch water as well as firewoods. And these tasks are made harder and harder and harder by deforestation as well as water scarcity. How will I fetch water if the rivers are dry? I have to walk further. And so when you don't take care of the environment, the water is further from me and I have to walk further. I need to get wood so that I can cook dinner, because if I don't cook, then the whole family, is going to be facing a lot. You don't take care of the trees. You use trees how you want. You don't replant. You don't make sure that our forests are protected. In the wilderness, the sources of firewood are taken care of. Deforestation to the max. It means that these girls have to go further and further and further to look for firewood. It means, first of all, the amount of time that they spend in school, for those that are even in school, close to non-existent, little or non-existent. On top of that, it means that they cannot live stable. they're not able, I can't keep a job because it's either niko kwa duka nikiuza ama I'm somewhere getting a skill, or I'm spending half of my day looking for water and the other half of the day looking for firewood. That is crazy. Mind you, isn't your ni vitu zinatumika kila siku. Because how much can I carry as one girl? How much firewood? Iyo firewood wenye nitabeba mimi on one trip of walking kilometers and searching for hours in the hot sun, because I'm imagining that somewhere without rivers and somewhere without trees would be very dry, very hot. So I'm spending hours walking really far. Realistically, how much can I carry? Very little. Kumanisha hiyo ndio itakuwa maisha yangu kila siku. Yeah? So, women who fetch water and firewood really struggle. Their labor is invisible and undervalued, just like natural ecosystems. So when you don't understand the value of these ecosystems, as well as women's value and what they have to go through, young girls in rural areas, girls and women, then that is exploitation of the environment and its oppression of women. And now these are some of the historical roots of ecofeminism. So it was coined in the 1970s by François Dobon. Yes, we speak Francais here on Sheversations. Yes, but François Dobon coined the term in the 1970s. And in Kenya, Wangari Maathai localized this concept through the Green Belt movement, linking tree planting to women's empowerment. Love it, love it, love it. And unfortunately, pre-colonial societies treated women and nature differently. We were very rich in indigenous eco-wisdom. So what did that look like? Because currently, what Wangari Maathai has been fighting for is for us to go to the kind of Africa we had. That's not necessarily how she placed it, but we cared before, right? And in many pre-colonial African communities, women were caretakers of the land, right? They were caretakers of the land. A lot of rainmakers, if you read your folktale and your traditional histories, were women, right? A lot of the caretakers of the land, a lot of the traditional healers, a lot of them were women, the medicine women. And the Kikuyu tribe revered women as earth nurturers, and land passed through maternal lines. Did you know that? Did you know that? I don't know if you know. I don't think we know that in the Kikuyu tribe, in our far, far history, we were not always patriarchal, right? And colonialism disrupted the systems, replacing them with patriarchal land tenure. So it's so interesting that historically, in so many spaces, these are the stories that we lost track of. But worry not, we are here. I am here to disrupt. Yes, we are disrupting and we're telling our stories. Women Abutere girls, same WhatsApp group, right? And you would ask yourself how ecofeminism challenges both patriarchy and capitalism. We are very interested to know. This is because both systems are prioritize profit and control over care and sustainability. So that's what we're fighting against, systems that put profit over care, right? We don't like that. And in Kenya, big agricultural companies displace smallholder women, farmers, and extractive industries such as oil drilling displace indigenous communities. So I'm not saying that we don't drill. I'm not saying that we don't have big agricultural companies. What we are saying is that we need to live in harmony and we need to give everybody their space, because not everybody is affected in the same way. And we're going to dive into how all of these things that we're discussing actually affect women disproportionately. So women are not affected in the same way that men are. They are actually affected more. Now, women being the primary caregivers, drought and famine increases their burdens in the following way. In Turkana, for example, prolonged droughts force women to work further for food and water. And this increases their physical and emotional strain. And this is what I already shared. And they also face greater risk of gender-based violence in conflict zones caused by resource scarcity. Because they are cattle rustlers, there's whatever they are fighting about. And now I have to walk kilometers. Mimi, I'm just a girl. I have to walk kilometers and kilometers to look for water. Afu nipatane pale by soldiers who do not belong to our village. They're going to take me as a prized possession because they will dehumanize me. I'm going to be raped, maybe beaten just to send a message, or just because they can do that. And these are the things that we are talking about when we say atufanani, we need to take care of women, because climate change does, climate crisis do disproportionately affect women. We don't think about these things enough. You know, like, mi nasahau wingi that every time it rains, somebody's daughter somewhere has gotten into a worse situation in life. And waterborne diseases. Do you know that women are more prone to waterborne diseases than men? Go and read on that. Go and read on that. And this is how climate change actually affects women's health. For example, during pregnancy, for example, during menstruation, and during maternal care, you know, breastfeeding, all of that. So this is an example. In Budalangi, flooded, yes, and this disrupted access to healthcare centers, affecting pregnant women. Because at which point, as a man, will you be carrying a baby in your tummy? You won't need to go to the clinic every month unless you're sick as a man with a disease that needs constant care. There is nothing about your anatomy that gets you to see a doctor, even when you're healthy. But as women, because of our periods, because of our reproductive systems, because of us giving birth to children, pregnancy, and everything it entails, we need medical care more than men for these reasons, that medical care and access to medical facilities is more important for women for these reasons. And we are all born through these processes. So if we want to say that, hey, isn't it my story, you guys, you're so dramatic, it's not that serious, just find out how many women around you who could not access medical care and were not well versed in indigenous methods of taking care of their pregnancy succeeded. It's not a pleasant experience, okay? It's not a pleasant experience, right? So you find that this flooding that happened disrupted access to health centers, and it really affected pregnant women. And sanitation issues during floods affect menstrual hygiene. If my house is flooding and I'm on my period, best believe at some point I'm going to sit down on some water, and that is going to disrupt the hygiene. Why? Because that is blood that is coming out of my body, and whatever it is that I'm using to take care of this period and the menstruation and the flow is not supposed to be wet, because then whatever bacteria is in that water, in a joint pale, Avengers assemble with whatever it is that's going on with the flow, and that is near my vagina, near my cervix. Do you see how waterborne women are more prone to these things? Because we have a lot going on. We have things, the way our body is set up allows us to access more things. That sounds like it's a good thing. It makes us more vulnerable and more susceptible to these things that really affect us, right? So again, we're not saying that men are not affected. We're just saying that we need to understand why we need to see ecofeminism, because disasters, floods, droughts, they really affect women to the point where the education and the access to education, food, and water is really disrupted. And a good example is when floods hit Kisumu, girls miss school due to waterborne illnesses and lack of menstrual products. And food scarcity from crop failure impacts girls' nutrition more severely because we lose blood. So a guy can go hungry, but if he's not menstruating, he will struggle and feel bad. It's going to hurt his feelings, and he's going to be physically weak. But now imagine a girl who is going through all of these things, and on top of that is losing blood and not getting enough nutrients to replace this blood that they're losing. Yeah? I need us to think about that. And we also have girls skipping school to fetch water. In Kitui and parts of Ukambani, girls spend hours daily fetching water. Imagine your whole day, because ikombali, and you can only lift so much, so you have to make several trips. And this reduces the school attendance, and it affects their academic performance. These are things that are so hard to avoid, because so will their family die of thirst, and who else is to do it? That's how society looks at girls. And we have gendered impacts of environmental displacement. What happens to women during climate migration? In areas such as Baringo, women displaced by rising lake levels have lost farms, homes, and face exploitation in IDP camps, because women are at the risk of being sexually harassed. That's the sad story. That's how it's not easy being a woman. It's a beautiful thing being a woman, but when your environment and your society does not take care of you, you are expected to survive the same as a man, yet we are very, very different because of our bodily anatomy. And we as women are very strong. We as a junior Wangari Mathais and generally as women everywhere, here on the show, we celebrate our powerful women. We shout out powerful artists, and just share stories on what women around the world are doing. We are the ones that can save ourselves aside from Jesus, because, Jesus be doing all the saving all the time. But when it comes to the environment, women are environmental defenders, and they are often the first responders in environmental crisis, right? So women manage water, they manage food and health at home. And in drought-stricken countries like Wajir, women mobilize food relief and water collection efforts first. Why? Because they're the ones that feed their families. They understand what it means when there is no water. They are the ones who have to internalize how many cups or spoons of water are needed to cook a particular meal, how much water is needed to get their family to clean dishes, to clean clothes. A man knows water is important, but if he's not the one doing the cooking, the one doing the cleaning, the one needing to put the house together, feed the animals, he might not know. He might not know. Unfortunately, because of how our society is set up and in these patriarchal systems, women are the ones that respond at first. And Kenyan women are leading climate justice work. Who are these women and what are they doing? So Wanjira Maathai carries on her mother's legacy, championing sustainability. And we also have Ruth Nyambura working on eco-feminist policies and agroecology. Yes, so that's just taking care of the environment, but particularly in agricultural spaces. And we are winning in life because we just have more beautiful stories like women in the rural areas who are sustaining agriculture and the biodiversity around them. And some of these women are in Meru, where they are cultivating indigenous crops like millet and sorghum to withstand drought. And this is how you preserve your biodiversity. Very intentional with the crops that they are growing, those Meru women. And the Greenbelt movement, as well as Wangari Maathai's legacy in ecofeminism, is something that we will never stop being awed with. She organized women to plant over 50 million trees, linking reforestation to women's livelihoods as well as rights. Okay? And now you, as a young urban woman, you have a space, you have a role to play, you have a space to, to just, stand up and express yourself for the environment, because this affects women. So we do this through digital activism. And we have activists such as Elizabeth Wathuti, whose story we just shared about the Tree of Life, using social media to highlight climate injustice, as well as mobilizing youth to plant trees. This is planting trees is something that is linked to ownership, because now if I want to take control of the situation, I want to take control of where I live, then what does it look like for ownership, for land rights and access? Does every woman have access to land? And why does land ownership matter to women, especially in rural areas? Why we care about this is that without title deeds, women farmers in Kisii, for example, can't access loans for seeds and equipment, limiting their productivity. Because what do they ask you for? Your title deed. You get your loan with your land as collateral. So if you do not own property, how will you get these loans so that you can plant on this particular land? And we have an issue with the patriarchy and how customary laws are blocking women from owning land or inheriting it. And we see a lot of the stories happening in Nyanza, where widow inheritance and male-only inheritance customs lock women out of land ownership. That is very sad. That's very sad. But despite all of this, we still have women farmers who are very climate resistant. They are innovating despite limited resources. And some of those women can be found in Machakos, where women use zai pits and mulching to farm in dry lands with little water, showcasing eco-resilience. And Now, when you look at land rights and look at food security, they are connected, because when women own land, as we see in different parts of the country, like in Kakamega, with women's co-ops, families are more food secure, because now you are able to get loans, you're able to plant, like the stories we saw there in Kisi, you're able to plant because you're able to get access financially to these loans that enable you to get the seeds that you need, the pesticides that you need, whatever technology, agriculturally speaking, you need is available to you, because you're not limited. Your land acts as collateral, and you're able to pay back that loan with whatever it is that you grow on your farm. Okay. So land rights and food security are connected. So we need to see more women becoming autonomous. And that's how we are going to prevent exploitation as well as extractivism. So we don't want to have extractive cultures where all we do is take. And how do we see this happening? Yes, what is extractivism? It is environmental degradation through mining, through logging and oil drilling, and it affects women's lives. And a good example is in Kwale, titanium mining has displaced families and as well as bringing contaminated water. It has contaminated water. Women work further for clean water and lose a farmland. Yeah. And so the way we look at the earth should also be the way we look at a woman's body. And how the earth is exploited is also how we exploit women's body. Both are seen as resources to extract from. Unpaid labor, unsafe working conditions, Kericho. We heard about the Finlays 2 years back, the Finlays saga on BBC Africa, where women are forced to sleep with their bosses so that they are allowed to continue working. And the minute you decline the man's advances, you are fired. So you can go and check that documentary out on YouTube. It is called Sex 40. It is very, very, very sad. And that is a good example of nature being exploited the same way women being exploited. And as much as we celebrate, just being able to mine, to drill, to just take out, the lumber and all of that, environmental destruction is really affecting a lot of people negatively, while some people are profiting. So we have multinationals who profit from logging in Mau forest while displacing communities, especially women. And this place also suffers from water shortages because of the deforestation. We see environmental racism and ecofeminism. So marginalized communities bear the brunt of it all. And we have settlements in Nairobi, informal settlements such as the Mukuru, facing a sewage pollution and air pollution from factories, affecting women and children's health. Saa hizi mashida zote tumesema, all these problems, are there solutions? Are there solutions? Yes, there are. Circular economies like those that are practiced in women-led waste recycling groups in Kibra, we carry the solutions ourselves. So waste recycling groups. So whatever it is that you see dirting our environment, you turn that into income. So that is Kibra, and that's how they're challenging capitalistic waste culture by making a living off of what would otherwise be left there to damage our earth. And we also have sustainable farming methods. Women like Agnes Kaleche in Makueni trains women on permaculture as well as composting to enhance food security. And we're not going to forget clean cooking energy, because only 20% of rural Kenyan homes use clean cooking fuel. Umeona zile za cocoa? Yes. And programs like the Clean Cooking Alliance target this gap with women entrepreneurs, right? We can also focus on having community gardens as well as seed banks and water saving solutions led by women. And the women in Laikipia are doing this. We have women-led corporations over there managing seed banks for climate resilient crops, as well as building sand dams. And for you that is a creative human, we also have art, poetry, storytelling, and media that can be used to promote eco-feminist ideas and eco-feminism. And we have artists such as Mombi Dongo using performance to link environmental justice with gender equality. So that is what we have for you today. That is eco-feminism. And there's so many conversations that we can have, so many conversations that we can continue having. And you remember we had different people coming on here talking about the environment, like Candy, who was here a couple of months back. And we're going to continue having these conversations about the environment. But let us not forget who we are as an African people, that we are people that are very sentimental about our land. And this is shown in our culture where, for example, in Kamba spirituality, women perform rain-making rituals as well as protected sacred groves. Trees, nature, showing harmony with nature. You know, when you watch the film Black Panther, you understand how, even taking away from the spiritual aspect of it, just traditionally, how important the earth is to the African people, the caves, the rivers, the trees. And if you want to look at it, you know, from a spiritual perspective, then you see in the book of Genesis how it speaks of stewardship of the earth and not exploitation, as well as a Proverbs 31 woman whose main part, you know, what makes her a Proverbs 31 woman, one of those big things is taking care of the land, managing the land, and providing for her household. And many of us women in this country, many women are the ones that take care of their households. And if we took care of our land, we'd be able to take care of women, because women take care of us. Again, women are the pillar of the society in that particular way, where we can work hand in hand in collaboration with the men that are doing good work that they continue to do in society, in order for us to see an overall better planet, for us to have a green planet and a better, more sustainable future for our children. And that has been it for me today on this particular Monday. So I hope that you have learned something. In case you've never before heard about eco-feminism, now you know that it exists. So Wangari Maathai was an eco-feminist, and you can be too. It just means that you really care about the environment and you understand how the environment affects women and how exploiting the environment actually promotes the oppression of women, because of all the things that happen to women, especially underserved women in rural areas and in formal settlements, you know, and in the slums. That is why we have conversations like this, because we need to create more and more awareness. Now, this is Ability. That's 1,005 songs. And I'm going to see you guys on Wednesday.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
And he said I can move in the mountains for you. Mountains for you. Yes, so I'm going out west. I know west.
He can move any mountains for you. Any mountains for you. I know where's yeah. I know where's
all things possibility with God of ability. Ability. Possibility. All things possibility with God of ability.
They call me son of the dawn. Got ability like Yahweh. He suppressed the kings of the underworld, my way. Rock of the ages, ancient of days, lily of the valley and the bright and morning star. Anything is possible with him. He raised up the dead after days in the grave. Parted the sea for the nation in a minute. He'll answer your matter in less than a minute.
I can move in the mountains for you. Mountains for you. Yes, so I'm going out west. I know west.
He can move any mountains for you. Any mountains for you. I know where's yeah. I know where's
all things possibility with God of ability. Ability. Possibility. All things possibility with God of ability. Ability. Possibility.
Inna the dark when it's tough, you always stepping up. Endless possibilities, salute the Holy Trinity, yeah. See, no eye ever seen it, no ear ever heard it, and no man can conceive it. The good things in store for those who love him. I'm ready now to see the impossible.
And he said I can move any mountains for you. Mountains for you. Yesu wangu anaweza. Anaweza.
He can move any mountains for you. Any mountains for you. Anaweza, yeah. Anaweza.
All things possibility with God of ability. Ability. Possibility. All things possibility with God of ability. Ability. Possibility. And he said I can move any mountains for you. Mountains for you. It's all going anaweza. Anaweza.
He can move any mountains for you. Any mountains for you. Anaweza, yeah. Anaweza.
He can move any mountains for you. Mountains for you. It's all anaweza. Anaweza.
He can move any mountains for you. Any mountains for you. Anaweza, yeah. Anaweza.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Yeah. Maini ina handle vitu roho haiwezi. Roho ina handle vitu akili haiwezi. Akili ina handle vitu himwili haiwezi. Blood sugar napanda juu yako when it's crazy.
Boy, you're pretty, but you're minimal. Think there's someone out there like me, no, not to tell. I got everything you need, yeah, overall. Have you begging on your knees, that's spiritual. Take your time with me, I'll be your general. Take it straight to the top, do you hear me now? Watch me whine and go, don't sit, don't turn around. All the pretty girls stand up on it now. When you hit the floor, push them, turn up, turn up. Having all the guys, them line up, line up. When you hit the floor, push them, turn up, turn up. Having all the guys, them line up. Guess you never met a good girl bad like this. Make you wonder when you last had it like this. Don't be so quick, yeah, you gotta time it. I know that you want it, you don't gotta hide it. Never met a good girl bad like this. Make you wonder when you last had it like this. Don't be so quick, yeah, you gotta time it. I know that you want it, you don't gotta hide it. See the pretty girl down, 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 wine, 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 wine. Yo, back with another. It's Brandy. Okay, pretty girl, go whine it. Give it to them, girl, yep, slightly. Baby girl, a Range Rover. Everybody wanna taste of, yeah, yeah. You gotta admit, unakuwa something special, special about an East African queen. The way she whine, the way she moving, calypso. She grooving a little, anatetemesha vitu. Itabidi me keep up with the pace if you really wanna touch my waist. Baby, hata si maringo, nikizungusha kiuno, you know. See, never met a good girl bad like this. Make you wonder when you last had it like this. Don't be so quick, yeah, you gotta time it. I know that you want it, you don't gotta hide it. Like a boy, said you pretty and you're nice. But waiting for a bad boy, thinking that's my type. But you want the kind of girl that pull up and excite ya. Thinking we should couple up a kind of like yeah. Jule unasikia fiti, na mimi ni pretty. How I do the pretty, why? Watch me do my pretty, why? Look into my pretty eye.
I'm a boy over here. Yeah. Body language inabonga lugha na rada. Sina ladder, fine bodies lakini nobody bada. I got what you need, you got what I want, baby. You got what I need, I got what you want, baby. Mudhaka nikeo balo kajuna ni confused. Well done, very caliber like how I confuse. Booty be like a booty, so falling missing a booty. You know you got the job, come and report for duty. And you know my blood sugar napanda juu yako when it's crazy.
Got a good girl bad like this. Make you wonder when you last had it like this. Don't be so quick, yeah, you gotta time it. I know that you want it, you don't gotta hide it. See the pretty girl down, see the pretty girl down, pretty girl down, see the pretty girl down, pretty girl down, see the pretty girl down, wine, wine, wine,
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night.